Hello, this week is Module 6, Week 10, and the title is Digital Curriculum. If you are in the 8th edition of Oliva, it is Chapter 14, but if you have the new edition with Gordon Taylor and Oliva, then it's Chapter 13. And what this module is about is looking forward in curriculum. So with backwards design, we start with the end in mind, but we also in curriculum think about the future. One of the trends that the textbook talks about is digital curriculum, and there are different models of integrating technology in curriculum. There are blended learning models where instruction takes place face-to-face as well as through technology. So you may think about flipped classrooms where the lectures are given in a video like this, and then the class time is used to practice and to collaborate with other students. Another way to blend learning is that some of the meetings take place online and then some of the meetings take place face-to-face. So maybe in a college class, week 1 would be face-to-face, weeks 3 through 4 would be online, week 5 would be face-to-face, week 6 through whatever. So it goes back and forth. And those are really interesting ways to use technology and blend it with traditional curriculum. And then we also have to think about computer-based assessments and how that affects teaching and learning, how we can collect so much data now, and as many of you talked about in your post, we have all this data, but what do we do with it? And so we can use digital platforms and digital tools in order to make sense of data, to share data with other people and make decisions. So as you are reading Chapter 14 and Chapter 13, you'll also hear some talk about global education. Global education means teaching students in the United States about the world. So instead of having a US-centric curriculum, which just studies the US or studies other countries as they relate to the US, a global education curriculum would have students thinking from other perspectives, looking at the way things are done in other parts of the world, and collaborating cross-culturally, either through virtual exchanges where we use digital platforms for students to work with other students like Zoom or Google Hangout or Flipgrid is a great one. And then there also can actually be travel where either students from another country come to St. Louis or Kansas City and hang out with your class for a while, or like a study abroad opportunity during a spring break or a summer. And I know that not everyone has the capability of doing that right now, but I think that we will continue to see more and more study abroad and trips abroad and exchange programs for and service learning opportunities abroad in the future. So for this week, you're going to read that chapter, and then you are going to do two things. You're going to give me a progress report on your curriculum, and you're going to complete discussion board 6. So discussion board 6 is crowdsourcing cool tools, and that means I want you all to share your favorite digital tools that you use in your classroom. So tell us the name, give us the URL, tell us what kind of tool it is, if it's free, if it has ads, if it's free with login, a subscription service. And then in the chapter, it talks about the hype cycle. So do your assessment of where it is in the hype cycle and what the return on investment would be based on what you read. And then tell us what you use it for and why you think it's awesome. Please look at everybody's posts and reply to 2 peers. And then this is called BrainPop. I know some of you are already using it, but it's a great online space for curriculum. And then for progress report 2, I want you to think about these questions. Think back to your philosophy of education and now look at your curriculum, and does it match? Does your curriculum match your purpose? Whose interests are being served by your curriculum? Whose are not? You can think in terms of gender, in terms of race, socioeconomic class, ability. There's many different ways to think about that question. What do you need to focus on to make your curriculum great? So come up with a plan of action. How are you going to get from where you are to turning it in as a great product for your final project? And then what can I do to support you? Oh. There is not a quiz on this chapter, so don't be alarmed. That was not published. And that's all. So hopefully kind of a light week to get us back in the groove after spring break.